Hey there, I'm Lightning Rod. In this video, I will be reviewing the very first episode of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. So far, we see a book. Oh great, I have to read.
Once upon a time, in the magical land of Equestria.
Oh, maybe not. The narration gives us a good setup of the world, as there are two sisters who are as close as fish in a garbage can. Queen Celeste... Oh, right, they created and wanted a queen, as seeing as how many Disney queens are evil back in the day, so she went with a princess. So, Mrs. Princess Celestius banishes her sibling to the great beyond and to never to return, but the real story isn't about these two. You know, when I first watched this, I was dying to know who the ruler lady looked like, but luckily, the second episode helped. We got to a scene where there is a purple unicorn sitting by a body of water, and then, roll intro. After that purple pony, lavender, as purple doesn't exist in the child belief of a rainbow. But! Okay, now, if I keep going on like this, I'll never get anything done. Miss Purplish Unicorn Eye is walking along and then gets stopped by other ponies, who are her friends as seen in later episodes. Okay, real quick, I just wanted to go over this series' design and style. All through the years that My Little Pony franchise has existed, it was always designed and laid out to be cute and aimed for little girls, and easy on the eyes if you can distinguish how brightly the colors can get. Gen 1 was the first installment and created all these characters who would soon become ancestors to the newer names and designs. Sure, the animation is viewed as poor in this day and age, but it was trying hard to get with the times. I grew up with a few episodes on DVD which involved a merman of some kind and he was in a moat in the castle in the sky. And that series actually had colts, and granted they had sports and junk on their butts, as that is what boys liked at the time. Stereotypical, but Generation 2 is a... I must have accidentally skipped and missed that one because I think I dodged a bullet. But this generation was developing more than just some random stable in the middle of nowhere. Random creatures torment the only human being in this magical horse land. In Gen 2, we see ponies being like teenagers and experiencing some things like diaries and such. And then Gen 3 and Gen 3.5, and hate me if you want, but this gen was absolutely my favorite at the time. Mainly for the catchy song intro with the guitar and the synth and pop music angle. Some may find the generation creepy, but I actually liked A Very Minty Christmas. However, I always wanted to see reindeer in that movie, but I guess I had to wait a million, trillion, cajillion years before I saw... Calm. Anyhow, there is another side tangent I want to go over, and that is the magic. Over the years, there were unicorns, earths, and wings, and actually the magic was... pathetic. The unicorns especially, as they are supposed to be the most magical beings in the freaking universe, but all they do in Gen 1 is run and scream and get frantic, and they have horns for a reason. Then there are flutter ponies and gemite ponies and breezies and such, and yet... Really? That's how you get rid of goop? I'll try that next time when my toilet gets clogged! And in Gen 2, there was no magic usage of which I can recall, and in Gen 3, there is magic, yay! But which they use wands.
Are you joking?!
A horn glow? Is she casting a spell? Will she do at least some form of even a sparkle or levitating object or some sort of thing? No! No! The only magic is from butterflies? Okay, granted, that looks nice. But come on! As you can probably tell, I take the concept of magic pretty seriously, as it is a form of doing things that are out of the ordinary, and give more character, or at least more attributes to a character that make him pretty unique. But moving on to Generation 4, they really bring in the magic usage, as unicorn horns can actually do something, and Pegasus wings are not just tiny back nipples, but still small, but cute. And the Earth ponies can actually be useful and reliable, not just there, like an average Joe. And the world is way bigger than just some small rinky-dink town in the middle of nowhere. So Purple Pony has Spike the Dragon, which is actually kind of nice that the franchise keeps bringing in the Dragon Companion. He was just a sidekick to the Gen 1s and not actually around in Gen 2, and was a Barney cousin in Gen 3, and was a girl in Gen 3.5. But here he takes on more of the Gen 1 look and size, and what does he get? Alright, physically abused like a sidekick. So then Twilight gets told to shut up and go to Ponytown to check on the place's preparations. You know, considering that there are other places and towns and cities in Equestria she could have been shipped off to, Ponyville is like the #1 town ever to continue with the franchise. Sure, there was a Unicornia in the land of Pegasus ponies, but the one village we all know and love was Ponyville. where there she meets, hold on, what? The same pony from Gen 3? How is this even possible? I thought they were trying not to use copyrighted material. Then again, how can My Little Pony copyright My Little Pony if it's the same concept? I read they couldn't use a Gen 1 design for RD because it was copyright. How? Twilight meets up with the rest of the main characters, and then she shuts them out forever. Or so she thinks. She drinks hot sauce, goes to bed, ponders over whether the myth was true, and then sunrising watching time is upon us. So yeah, then we finally get a chance to see what their ruler looks like in Pony Sun. But wait!
She's gone!
They gasp! Then we see a creature who did not come from Gen 1 and has taken their princess with the myth that Nightmare Moon exists is true. And then Twilight is distraught and worried and that Nightmare Moon is real, and that's the end of part 1. Okay, so far with how the series made the first episode, it actually looks like it has a huge potential to keep going. Their art style is cute and cartoony without being too girly. The character designs don't look like real horses but are eye-catching cartoony where you can't look away but in a good way. And the acting is very well done and well delivered. But then again, most of the actresses have been in most of the classic Barbie movies, most notably the fairy ones. Pinky's voice has been a sea butterfly, Rarity has been a fairy, and Twilight, okay, she hasn't been on any the Barbie movies as far as I can tell. Well, not in Fairytopia at least, but she has been in numerous things. But these actresses have been around, even in other generations, mainly in Gen 3. So yeah, that was episode 1. Up next, episode 2.